Hey YouTube, how's it going? Melvin back here again with another counterside video, and this one are just more tips and tricks that I want to tell you guys. Some of these are mistakes I've made myself, so hopefully you guys find this video and don't make the same mistakes I did. And also there's infos in here which are related to what the Korean and the Taiwanese servers have gotten. So I think it's a fairly safe assumption that we are getting everything they're getting. So a lot of suggestions are, save this resource, save that resource, because we're going to get this in the future, and you want to save this resource for that. I'm pretty sure we're probably definitely going to be getting those new systems in the future, but just in case that doesn't happen for some reason, disclaimer, I could be wrong and this video may not make sense in the future. But before we get started, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, the like button, and maybe write a comment. And if you do, a puppy is born. Look at that. He's so cute, man. It was all thanks to you. Alright, for this one, this is a mistake that I've already made myself. I completely regret doing this. I wish I'd known this beforehand. It's that every time you go summon, you get these things called task planet points. I believe you get 10 task planet points for every summon that you do, and you spend these on the planet mall. And currently we have a couple of goodies. We have a guaranteed SSR ticket, employee contracts, and some APT cores. And if you're gonna ask me where you're supposed to spend them, you're not supposed to spend them here. You can see I already spent 5 getting employee contracts. I believe those cost 100 a pop, so I already spent 500. And the reason that you don't want to be spending them is that we will be getting something later on that costs task planet points. Okay, that system is going to be the operator system. And from what I gather, these units are obtained from a separate gacha that is not from the regular gacha, and the operator gacha has no guarantees. So the best way to grab these heroes is to start hoarding your task planet points and use 3,000 of these tickets to obtain an operator of your choice. I'm not really sure what operators are, to be honest. Hopefully someone from the KR server can write in the comments, tell us what that is. But I think for now, best bet is just, go ahead and not spend them and just hoard them until this comes out. I even went ahead and checked the Taiwanese server. It looks like they don't even have that. They have these things where you get 3 shards for 50 task planet points. But it looks like all the heroes here are some things that we already have. Like, we have all these heroes currently on the SEA version, so I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to spend them here. I'm guessing the Taiwanese version is also behind in terms of them not having the operator system as well. So yeah, so I guess the best bet, I'm pretty sure we're probably going to be getting the operator system, since it'll be kind of weird letting Korea have a completely different system that's not going to be available for us. So I would highly suggest you just hoard your task planet points until we get this system. So this next one I'm hesitating to talk about because it's going to turn off some free-to-play players. If you look at the recruit UI and the SEA version, we have these things called classified employee contracts. The only place to get them now that I know of, I can't find it anywhere else, is here in the Gauntlet shop. It's on the 3rd tab, meaning you probably need to buy every single thing here before you even have access to it. Looks like we could buy up to 80 in 10 days. So I guess every season we could get to buy 80 of these. We can't use them yet, but you should probably rush these because these are pretty rare and they are very valuable. And basically what they're for is it's going to be used on a separate banner for slightly overpowered heroes, I assume. Like I said, this might turn some players off, and they're fairly hard to get. You can get them using quartz for a limited amount, so this is why I put this here. Try to save some quartz so that when these come out, you can just buy some classified employee contracts. Now looking at the Taiwanese server again, we see that they currently have 2 awakened heroes. I apologize, I cannot speak Chinese, so I don't know what those names mean. From what I'm seeing, it's a 1% rate to get the awakened heroes themselves, but you still get a 3.5% SSR. Like always, I'm guessing the other 2.5% are just going to be all the other heroes in the SSR pool. There is a pity. It is still pity at 150. But the pity does actually transfer, meaning that if you try to summon for this girl or this guy, whichever you want, and you happen to be unlucky and you didn't get either of them, and your pity is like say at 20, that 20 carries over to the next one, so you can try to pity that one. Now, from a free-to-play perspective, this is what I'm trying to tell you to look out for, is that you can actually buy a decent amount of using your free-to-play quartz. It costs $27.50 to get 220. Each summon costs 20, so this is $27.50 quartz to do an 11 pull. Aside from here, the other free-to-play option that I saw was here in the Gauntlet shop. Let me find it real quickly. Right here, we see we can get 8 every week, I assume. I'm not sure, but that's only 80, so it looks like that's only 4 pulls from here. Maybe there's a couple more I missed. Maybe there's probably some events that are here that you should be able to get more, but so far that is all I am seeing from a free-to-play standpoint. So I guess if you're free-to-play, try to save some of your quartz. That way you could buy these when they come out. If you're not free to play, if you're whale, there's a lot of like options for you to buy. I think you can just straight up summon. You can buy some of these packages that gives you some of these, or from what we saw earlier, you just straight up like summon using your pay to win currency. Alright, the next thing I want to be talking about is going to be fusion cores. You can actually get fusion cores now by selling your SSR heroes. Obviously, do not do this. I'm just giving you an example of where to get this, and currently this is the only one. You don't want to do this because this only gives you 2 fusion cores, when in fact if you feed these units as a duplicate, they are worth 5 fusion cores. So what are fusion cores? Fusion cores are what you use to take your heroes beyond 6-star, beyond level 100. It requires 15 fusion core for every 2 levels or 3 dupes. So if you do the quick math, every single dupe is worth 5 fusion cores. And if you look at in the right, we can see that every single fusion core is worth 5 SAPT cores. So that means one dupe later on when you use it for awakening is actually worth 25 SAPT cores. If we compare that to how much a dupe is worth right now, if you look at my Terminator, he is currently 5-star. To bring him to 6-star, he requires 90 APT cores and 18 SAPT cores. If we add a single dupe, it lowers to 60-12, which means it lowered by 30 regular APT cores and it lowered by 6 SAPT cores. So this single dupe was only worth technically 7 SAPT cores. So it's so much better to await later on, because you know you're comparing 7 SAPT cores to 25 SAPT cores, so it's definitely more value to be using your dupes when we get the awakening system. In terms of where you can get these fusion cores in the future exchange shop, it seems like the best place is going to be the business card shop. You can get one for 30 black business cards, and you can do that up to 5 times. I think that's per week, correct me if I'm wrong. So you should be saving up 150 every single week in terms of business cards. This is going to be rough if you're free to play, because you're probably not going to be summoning enough to get enough of these business cards. I would assume 30 seems a lot. That's around 3 R's from the gacha pool, but I guess you could farm R heroes anyways, and those usually give you around 2 black business cards. So there is a way to farm this as free to play. It's just going to be, you know, you have to farm it specifically. The other spot that I saw is the consortium shop. It requires 2,000. Everything else here is also fairly farmable aside from these things. These are pretty rare, so I guess you should also save up your consortium points to buy the fusion cores. Aside from that, the last place that I saw was the PvP shop, and you can buy, I think that's 5 per season, and I think every season should be every 2 weeks, so it looks like that's 5 every 2 weeks. All right, this one's all about raids. There's a couple things to talk about here. The first one is going to be your partners list. Obviously, make sure that you have 50. I currently just purged mine for one reason. It's that people in your guild already give you raid invites when they're in your same guild. So there's no reason to have people in your guild also in your partners list because you're just wasting space. So I've recently done that, but someone added me recently from the guild. And I accepted because I wanted to show an example, but I realized that I can't. Wizard he's in my guild, Parallax, and he added me recently. I wanted to show an example, but I come to realize I can't delete him because there's a 24-hour thing. But this is what I'm supposed to do: remove everyone from your guild. I'll probably be removing Wizard. Why'd you add me, dude? Probably remove him later. But yeah, everyone else in my friends list are not in my guild, and that's how it should be done. Also, make sure that all your buildings are in check, all your branch facilities. Make sure all of these are going to be maxed. Currently, I have a level 3 branch, so I could only upgrade all of these to level 2. The next upgrade will be at level 4, increasing branch XP here, and make sure these are always going to be maxed. The first 3 are going to be free, as in they only cost like gold, I think, but they don't cost facility point, and that's the big deal. So you always want to max this out when you upgrade your branch. Both the phase coordinates of amplifier and the spatial coordinates amplifier will be increasing the value and the level of the raids and dives that you'll be getting. In terms of other facilities, there seems to be not general consensus. It's probably just get what you want. I would like to get this duration. That way, I could increase my branch level faster since I'm finishing my missions faster, but that requires a level 4 branch because it requires a level 3 branch manager office. For now, I think I'm going to be grabbing a CSE passive raider, and I'm actually going to grab this last one over here, the face area raider, which gives me a better chance for a raid. A lot of guides say they don't care about this. I'm not sure why, but personally I would like to do raids. At least I'm gonna feel the content, and that is what I'm doing for this here. And lastly, if someone invites you to a raid, it would go here on the exploration status. Unfortunately, I don't have anything here. I guess none of my friends and guildies have a raid for me. But also keep in mind that you get a full reward even if you don't attack the raid. As long as the raid is completed, as in everyone else that you've asked help from killed the boss for you, you still get full reward. So if you want to be a homie and let a lot of people join your raids, do not attack your raids. That way a lot of people can join your raids and get more rewards that way. Obviously you can attack the raids if you want to. There is no loss for you, but you're kind of being a dick by doing that. And that is going to be it for this one. Hopefully one part or one aspect of the entire video was useful for you, because I like making content like this where it's informative and helpful for the community. So if you have any questions or any suggestions on what kind of content you are looking for in Counterside, it will help me a lot if you write in the comments below. That way I have a faint idea of what future videos I should be making. But until then, I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.